Welcome back to this live session for Friday or first session of this week, last day of trading week, and looking forward to see some move in the market as we have done our previous session. And welcome guys. So there are some, first of all, in the beginning we are looking at coming up later on two high impact news on CAD and also 3 on dollar. So we'll be looking to see that significant move in the market later today as last day of trading week. Okay, so employment change, unemployment rate on CAD, and also core PC price index, preliminary consumer sentiment on dollar. So this is gonna be a very volatile day as we see the market just begin to move after this the whole weeks of consolidation. If you look at, this is the daily move that you can see on gold, and in this market guys, this is we have seen that past 4 days the market was in a side wave, followed by today the market slowly building its momentum back to the upside on gold. And looking at fresh perspective along with gold and dollar yen, because after the DXY we can see the market on gold started to move again in this market. So we'll be looking at this market structure here on gold to see that where the price is heading here in that market. So, and before we look for any setup to trade here, we first of all will be looking at the trend from the daily chart that we are looking at in this market, and then slowly we will be looking at the lower time frame for an entry opportunity here in this market. So very important day because last day of trading week. So don't miss out any part of this live session, traders, as also there's some cool stuff coming in the academy as I'm working on some really important stuff that can change your trading completely. So you stick for that to come up shortly. Now this is also gonna be, you'll see the first thing that first time here that you probably have never seen, that some of the really helpful tools and stuff coming for all the community members and also subscribers, so you can access very shortly. Before we go to that, let's look at here on gold that we are looking at for an entry, and also we'll be discussing in depth on the analysis. In addition to that, also we will be looking at the fundamental aspect where the market is currently in terms of the fundamentals. So fundamental, basically the events that coming up and how they can impact the market, which is very important to look at, because if you are trading only solely based on technical, then probably you are missing some of the part of very important thing that you need to look at as a trader. So make sure that you also consider the fundamental aspect of trading, right? So it's not a hard stuff, but just to know that how that can impact the currencies, such as the data and trend. And if you look at the DXY, because this is just the mirror of gold, and how do you see the DXY trended here? Downtrend, right? And that, if you look at the ADP non-farm employment change, there was a significantly negative data in terms of this quarter. So if you look at actual greater than forecast is good for currency here, usual effect, okay, on this data. There's a very important point to look at, guys. This is what, I always try to inform the members and also try to give them a better understanding. So if actual greater than forecast, right, is good for currency, but what the data has come out, actual less than forecast. So that has given some downtrending move on DXY. But this data came, if you look at, is on 4th of December, right? But if you look at the trend, the market has prepared the trend even well before the data. So there is a reflection in the technical to the fundamental, and to the fundamental to the technical, okay? So this is what very important to look at when you are trading based on the fundamental as well as combining with the technical. So as now, if you look at the DXY, it's on a downtrend that is going directly opposite on gold. Now gold is after back-to-back 4 days of pullback. If you look at, this is where gold was on a pullback. The market is now pushing back to the upside here in that market. And with this move back to the upside on gold here, welcome. This is the daily price action, and you can see yesterday, if you looked at the analysis and the live session, this is what we're discussing about, that the market might respect this daily 10 EMA on the daily on gold, and the price has in fact created that pattern here, right? So now from the 4-hour chart, that you can see the market has created an inverted head and shoulder. That inverted head and shoulder created on the level of support on the daily 10 EMA, and from there the market reversed back to the upside here if you look at closely here. So that is giving a higher possibility for gold potentially to remain bullish here in this market. So that keeping in mind, welcome. What do you see that the market is on the lower time frame now? There has been significant bullish trend continuation. Now this market structure that you can see, quite a few long wick candlestick pattern formation here on gold, right? That long wick candle that you can see, right, which is basically creating a stronger momentum here in this market, showing up the market is possibly remaining bullish here. So looking at daily chart, again the current daily level, good morning, that you can see this is the daily support. So this is the daily support here that you can see on gold, and with this daily support, the market here, if you look at, there is a liquidity sweep, stronger rejection, closed as a doji, back-to-back 2 4-hour dojis here, and followed by strong breakout here. There is a crossover of 10 and 20 EMA on gold, and which is showing the market to potentially remain upside here in that market. Now what you can see that in this market, guys, that this is the now an uptrending market structure. This is always I look at, and I will talk about that the upper that means that higher time frame trend and the lower time frame trend, how they are interacting to each other. That's where the main focus, that's where we need to look at for the market to give us an entry to the direction of the trend. What is the direction of the trend here? Is bullish. If you look at, so it's a bull market. We are only looking at bullish trading opportunity here in this market. So that being said, this is where I'm looking at this lower time frame And in this lower time frame, there is a, if you look at, this is now trending, creating series of higher high and higher low, which is an uptrending market structure. Going back to the 1 minute chart, looking at now a possible entry. There is a structure that you can see has created in this area, and from that structure, right, so this is a full structure creation here, and from that structure the market has managed to break back to the upside. Looking at now for possible drop down back for a deeper pullback, and that's where we will be looking at bullish entry. This is now in a bullish trend, this market. There is a bearish fair value gap, a bullish fair value gap. There is a bear in that area, and with that bullish fair value gap, we are looking at the market to penetrate back below before we look at any entry in this market. 15 minutes bearish and golfer, expecting the market to trend well below here to this support, and there is a 15 minutes bullish and golfer followed by this pullback to that support level. With this breakout that you can see, it's a stronger breakout followed by sideways market, right? So this is a sideways market here, and in that sideways market, expecting the market to trend well below here to this key support level. And because the market is trending, we are looking at potentially entry in the direction of the major trend. There is significant breakout, and as the last day of trading week, it's very important to look at that, how the market is creating the structure later today. As what I think that, because you can see there is a move, we can expect a pullback and then to continuation to that move from the daily. If you look at the weekly here, the price is approaching this weekly resistance. The chances that the market may potentially retest that weekly high again before it potentially drop down or breaking that high to create a new higher high. And looking at the multiple time frame analysis here, we're looking at the market structure to show up its trend. Welcome. And as the last day of trading week, Friday is a very busy trading days, especially in terms of volatility. The market moves a lot. Friday and Monday, two very important days that we look at an entry. Most trades come, the high probability trades comes on Monday and Fridays. So that 2 days are quite significant. So today I'm looking at quite a few setups to see where the market possibly be heading. This is where you want to enter from a high probability area. Now there is a breakout earlier that we have seen from that level. If you look at this breakout, was complete bounce, and then there's a consolidation, right? So this is still a bullish market structure, and in that bull market we want to see, I think, the market now to possibly to retest any of this low before we look at an entry. So the current area of value that we are looking at for an entry in this market is at 4221 to 4218 level, because there is a bullish fair value gap that has not been tested yet. Right, so this is what we are looking at for a bullish entry, not bearish, because it's a bull market now and we are only looking to buy this market. Here's the move that you can see the market is penetrating back then here, and once we see the market has done enough move back below here, you are looking at potential entry from this key level of support. So the market is on a pullback here, and you're looking at from this pullback to drop down to this key support level, and with that drop down to this key support level, this is where we are looking at 4218 level to the market to penetrate below, and that is where we can find possible bullish entry opportunity here in this market. So this is the 1 minute trend that you can see here. This trend is not a very strong downtrend. That means that is a pullback. So this is how also you can identify a pullback from an actual trend in the market by seeing that how the market was moving. So if you look at this upside movement, you can see that there was quite a few long wick candles here that's created the buying pressure, and the market moved back to the upside. But when it is coming down, what we can see, the market is not creating a stronger downtrend, so it's creating a narrower, slower trend in that market. And that slower trend could be that the market at any point we could see that resume its uptrend back to the upside, right? So that is where we are looking at in this market to give us an entry once we see the price has done enough pullback. So let's delete the levels from the 15-minute chart here again and refresh the chart again. That's what I always talk about, guys, that the market is constantly changing, right? It's like this, this universe is constantly changing, evolving, creating a new market also like that, constantly changing. It's creating a new levels, and then to look at again the new level to see where we can enter. That's why I do refresh my chart more often, so that we can look at the new changed market structure, right? It's creating always a new market structure. So looking at the 15-minute chart, that you can see the market has created these two key levels that you can look for lower time frame entry. Now this is 15 minutes on gold. If you love trading gold, then always it's a very important time frame, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. As a day trader, what time frame you use for trading, you can share your what time frame you use for trading gold or any instrument. You can write on the live chat to share your best time frame that you trade. Now here we use mainly 15 minutes, 5 minutes and 1 minute. Combining those time frame gives us better understanding about the market structure. I do look at multiple time frames. You see the daily, 4 hour, they are mostly for the trend, so the major trend. So if you look at the 4 hour time frame, what do you see? That it's a strongly bullish trend because there is a doji here. This is an order block, guys. You see that there are 4 green candle followed by 1 long wick doji that you can apply in any trading setup. You'll see that over and over again the market moves a lot when it creates this kind of structure. Let me give you an example that just recently created in our, probably guys have seen that in NY session the market moved. You see that this pin bar, so that's a very powerful price action, especially when you see this kind of, it doesn't mean that it always give you a direction like that, but that's a confluence that you can pay attention, because the market has a lot of noise and you don't know that what information you should be paying attention to, right? Because there's a lot of noise. Look at this price action has created this narrow long pin bar that has crossed all this low created, and boom, there is a big move back to the upside, and the market respected that low again, and it's still the price didn't come back to that level. This is very interesting. If you look at, if you place your stop loss here, right, it didn't come back here yet. That's a very interesting point, because that means there has been the buyers here. Otherwise, how the market moved that far? That's reasoning. So once you can see that the market moved that far with this movement, and if you look at the 15 minutes now, it has created the 4 hour. This is a similar kind of price action that it has created, that has given the confidence to the buyers. So that might be now pushing that market back above here to create a new higher high. So any drop down here back below is that you want to look for entry in this market. So looking at the 1 minute chart here, this is not a very stronger rejection still yet, but if the market come back to those key level, we will be looking at that entry opportunity from those key levels. I use 15 minutes for immediate trend and M1 form entries. This is ideal. So especially if you are trading on as a scalper or day trader, right? Lower time frame gives frequent entries, but you need to make sure that you are using that time frame for complete entry back with a higher possibility trade setup. Okay, so as the market in this time frame, there is a breakout that you have seen earlier, and with this stronger breakout there is a sideway, and looking at this market to penetrate well below for a deeper pullback and then to return again back with a new momentum, right? This is what we're looking at to enter the trade in the direction of the trend, right? So this is what we are looking at in this market structure, to enter in the direction of the trend. So this is what also morning, good morning, good morning. And here is the market slowly trying to build its momentum back above here. So if you look at this 30 minutes price action, the price has so far shown significantly bullish move back above here. This is what I'm looking at, guys, for possible entry if we see the market has done enough move. So looking at here, if you look at this is the current support that I'm looking at the price to potentially break and then to return again back above here to the major direction of the trend, because this is the current support level that looking at the market to retest and then potentially reject in the major direction. Ready for an entry here? I'm looking at for a potential breakup structure, and this is the 1 hour price action, the candle close here, and which is potentially creating a bullish trend pattern here, a bullish market structure. And with that bullish market structure, expecting the market to break from the trend, and once the market break from the trend, that's where we are looking at this market to possibly to cross this high and then to create a new higher high. So currently it's in a stronger bullish trend, right? And we want to see that it has break from the structure before it gets to create a new higher high. And already we see the market multiple times has broken from the trend. And as the market has broken from the trend multiple times, you want to see the price to look at that level. Okay, so there is a new higher high, and that's a one single move. Now if you look at here, this is the 1 hour price action. This is the current level, the key level now. Guys, this is 1 hour key level that I'm going to mark it for a possible entry. If the market drop to that 1 hour support, we will be straight going long here. Once the market dropped to 4224, at that level, you will be looking at bullish entry, keeping a stop loss below all this low here. And we'll be waiting for a deeper pullback to that level, because that back-to-back two gap open here has not been tested yet in that area. So we're looking gold closing today. There is a possibility for a break of the swing high. So if you look at the daily swing high here, is this week's high was at this level, right? 4264. So they're expecting gold to today to revisit that weekly high before it eventually drop down for a deeper pullback or a move. So you can see there is a move down here, and I'm ready with any entry if the market cross this 1 hour support here for this potential bounce again back above. In the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Welcome back to this live session here that we are looking at for a potential entry from this no big retest today before the new high rejection. If you look at this market here, right, so the market already has shown possible bullish impulse. If you look at this is the 4-hour chart, bullish move back to the upside, that already the market has shown that pattern. And in that bullish move that you can see on gold, and here is the support 4-hour that you can see the candle close with a full body green, and that might be that the market to potentially maintain its uptrend here, right? So that means the retest that we're looking at either to test this current session's low or continue to rise from here to create a new higher high in this market. So that being said, the current level that you can see on the 4-hour chart, this support is important because this is where we can look at possible entry to the upside here in this market, and that's what at the moment this is the key level. And breaking below and continue to trend down is less probable than the market to maintain its uptrend back to the upside. So looking at here the daily high, okay, so the previous daily high is here, and there is an imbalance to the upside here in the market, and trading the imbalance is the best way to enter the bigger trade. So if you look at the daily market structure, it's a significantly bullish, and this is just beginning of a potential new move back to the upside on gold. And you can see that the previous daily candle was a green pin bar after back-to-back 3 days of pullback. So the market is potentially taking off in that direction, and that's where you want to enter into the trade for this move back to the upside here in that market. And that's why you can see the price action here on this lower time frame is maintaining this uptrending market structure here. Looking at that lower time frame for this retest, the current trend line is here. So this is the retest that we are looking at, 4224 or in that level for this potential move here back above in this market. Break of this trend line can give us an entry. It still can continue to rise because the trend is bullish, but if the market breaks from the trend line, that's where we are looking at an entry in this market. So So I'll be still not entering, but if the market breaks this low here, we'll be entering trade from this level, and that can take that market back above here, potentially to this support, to this resistance here. So we want to enter from this 4-hour support if the market coming down here for another retest, and that can lead that market back to the upside again. Already there is a liquidity grab here. I think that's gonna be potentially a move here already. But it might be too early before we look to see the market is breaking that support. Okay, so you want to see that the market is having that drop down here until we look at an entry. So there is a rejection here again, and after the 5 minutes candle closed, So the market is here still showing that strongly bullish, and after this liquidity sweep, the market has bounced off that level from the support level, and that has created a new higher high. And you can see the price action here showing to be significantly bullish in that area. And we are looking to see the price to test that support. It managed to break back to the upside here. So that's a break. So the market has just tested this support, and there might be now possible move here. And let's look at the price action it has created. So the current lower time frame support is here. All right, so breaking that low can give us a potential trade setup here, and So we are looking at here, this is the lower time frame market structure that you can see the market has maintained this downtrend so far in that area, and at the same time the price is approaching this 4-hour support. So I'm looking at here, guys, for this support to be tested to have an initial bounce from this level. And if the market having that bounce, you could see that the price to go back again to the sessions high or even to create a new higher high. So this is the 15 minutes move that looking at this market to drop down here, as there is a candle close coming on the 5 minutes candle closed. Okay, so here is it grab liquidity and then the market start to drop back below here. This is what we are looking at, the market to drop and then to return again back above. Welcome traders, welcome back to this live session. This is Friday and we are progressing towards London and NY session, looking for, can we put sell? Not yet. This is a strongly bull market, and in this bullish market we are only looking for buying opportunity here. As if you look at, this is a bullish market, we are looking at buy only because we want to trade with the trend. And current 4-hour support that you can see, the candle open here, the market initially bounced back to the upside, and looking at this market to come back here for another test and then potentially to move again back up here. So this is where, if you look at the 30 minutes price action, the candle may break that low here. If you look at the 15 minutes, it's slowly penetrating back below. Now, if this 15 minutes candle coming straight drop down back below here, we will be looking at that entry in this market, because this is where we want to enter that bigger trading opportunity. Welcome. And this is what we want to enter in that market. Okay, so here is the drop here, and that drop may bring that market well below here, but you want to look for short-term bullish entry from this 4-hour support, because this is a high area of value, right? Because there is a 2 gap open, and expecting a rejection from this level to the short-term upside here. The market is coming to this 4-hour support. Look at, this is the 4-hour support, and as soon as the market will touch, I'll be looking at bullish entry here. So I am going for a long trading opportunity here with stop loss below this low for nearly to 45 pip, right? So here to this 46 pip, and we will be leaving the TP1 at this level, and we can run partial if the market goes enough back to the upside here. This is a buy trade that I'm opening by market for this short-term bounce back to the upside here in this market. So stop loss being very tight, which is at 4220.18, with only little risk on this trade. The market tested this 4-hour support and looking at potential bounce of this level. We see some bounce, and this is what, because the market has made a move, and if we see the price manage to break this high here, we will be taking that trade to see how far we can take it. Because you want to see that the market has managed to bounce off this level, and then we can take the partial and move the stop loss entry to make the risk free, and we'll keep the rest running. There is a break of structure, and the current high is here. So there is a penetration of this support, and market is at this level now, and below the support level, that looking to see how the market is having the reaction. So you can see there is a rejection coming up, and like to see the market to because the price has just penetrated back below the support, expecting rejection here back above here in that market. So it's a, if you look at a bull market, and the 5 minutes candlestick pattern that you can see here, the market has so 1 hour candle close coming in few minutes, and that's where this 1 hour candle is. If this one is closing, if we look at here, so far a pullback that we have seen, and the market slowly potential rejecting back above here that we're looking to see. So there is a 5 minutes candle close here, and so this is where there is primary rejection, and looking to see the market to cross 4225.9 level. If the market cross that high here, this level, we will be in a profit zone, and that is where we will be, we'll be taking either partial profit or moving the stop loss at entry, or we will be taking the full profit depending on what kind of price action it is creating here in that area. And so far we can see that if this market getting the rejection from here, expecting potentially a new retest of this high, okay, got that back above, and there is a pure fair value gap here that you can see in that area, and that's that fair value gap. That's what I want to see the market to go ahead and retest. Welcome. so far you can see there is a potentially a bullish price action, expecting the market to trend in the direction of the major flow, and we are at this level where the market little above our entry. That means with slight profit going on. It's not a big one, but at entry that I would say. So this move that expecting it to extend, and if we see the 50-minute candle closing as a doji, also the 1 hour candle close, there is a bounce. So the 1 hour price action closed as a doji, and this move, as soon as it's gonna bounce off this level with the candle close, this is my, not this one, it's another one. So I'm still running. If we see that it's worth running, we'll be running. It's the 1 hour price action, the doji here. Okay, so the 1 hour market structure is showing to be right, guys. So here's the last 1 minute candle closed, and there's a weak fill here, expecting the market to bounce off that level, and there is a weak fill that expecting the market to go ahead. Okay, so we are now in a significant level that still running in. All right, so here is the twist that you want to see, that it's breaking above. Boom, that's trying to push that back above here, and that's where to look at to see come on. Can't take that. Looking for an upside move here, guys. We are running this trade and want to see that one more rejection back above for us to either close partial or full. So far the price action showing bullish, and I'm holding in this trade. Give an update in the premium group. Okay, so I'm going out with this trade, guys, and as it's almost there, as the market, if you look at here, we are almost nearing to the end of the session, and there is a little consolidation. So I didn't close partially because the market may continue to rise or may drop for a deeper liquidity grab here. So I close the trade and we'll be re-entering once we see that further trading opportunity here. There is a little sideway market and the market might resume again bigger move during the NY session. We'll be trading again coming on in a few hours. Just a matter of 2 hours, we'll be coming on live, and I'll see you guys again trading this CAD news, as well as before the dollar news. We will have some better understanding about the market structure and all of that. So I hope that you enjoyed this trade and you found value in this live session. And I believe if you enjoyed, make sure you like and also stay connected by subscribing to the channel. And I hope that you understood that why I have opened buy and why the market has gone as in the favor, though it is not a big win, but we are on it because the goal here is to keep that confidence on, so you guys can always learn and grow as a trader. That being said, thank you very much for joining. I'll see you again very soon with another update in another trade setup.